here are the homeschoolers.
Hey Grace. Hey Ava. Hey Jude. Can you come answer a question quickly? Give me 3 of your favorite emotional words. Go.
Contentness, happiness, and sadness.
Give me.
Joy, anger, and frustration.
Okay, thank you.
Content. Infuriated. And ecstatic.
Cool, thank you.
Welcome to Shoots&Roots, a practical video series that explores the joys and challenges of raising diverse kids through the different seasons of their lives.
Our kids are not one-faceted children, they are multifaceted kids in gifting and in talent, but also in who they are, physical, emotional, spiritual. And we both come out of corporate, and you think how few adults you really got in touch with in your life with like a good handle on emotional intelligence, that EQ, emotional quotient. You know?
I have no idea what EQ stands for.
This is now with studying in Afrikaans trips you up. But how did we tackle that with the children?
I think the first thing we did is we did make them aware of their emotions. I think if you look at those 3 parts of us, the spiritual, the emotional, and the physical, the body is quite obvious and it's quite out there. It's something you see, it's something you're confronted with when you look in the mirror. It's something that other people quite easily see. If you don't look after yourself, it's visible. But I think with our emotions, it's quite different. It's something that if we don't teach our kids that it's there, it's not that they won't feel it, it's just that they actually not aware of what's happening to them or what they are feeling. And I think the first step we did take was just awareness in small things that we did in our household.
Yet the Bible says you can see when somebody is downcast. Jesus says, don't sulk when you're fasting because people will notice, you know. So there's evident emotions, you know. It's not that hideable. I remember, how old was Iris? 2 or just under 3? And the teacher at the baby and toddler center said to us that Iris told her today, I'm really frustrated with you today because you are irritating me.
Yeah, and with the emotional vocab, she had the physical vocab as well to express that.
But yeah, she's got a solid grasp on expressing things, and it's something that we have cultivated in our children. Somebody asked me, how do we do this? I don't know, with a lot of patience, I suppose. Both Melissa and I love emotional healing, emotional wholeness in a person. And I think it's also it's in the Bible. Jesus so often spoke to people that were down and outcast, and he went down to their level and into their discomfort and their space that they tried to hide. If you think about the conversations he did.
Yeah.
So we never shy away, first of all, from any conversations about how our children feel. They're allowed to express it.
Exactly. And I think as I'm hearing you speak, I think the important thing is that there is conversation around emotions. It's something that has to be spoken, and it's something that has to be taught in how it is expressed. And once again, it takes time and effort to build an emotional vocab, to build your stamina with your children to know and pinpoint what exactly they are feeling. Because we've also taught them, like, you might be feeling this, but if you pull away the layers of that feeling, actually you're feeling this. And we want our children to get to a space where they can pinpoint exactly what they are feeling, not just the things that cover the feeling or the covering feelings, but really what's at the core of them.
And I think it's important because you don't want a brat that just feels something and then just stays in that space.
Yeah.
Because what it happens when you know what you're feeling, you are aware and you can do something about it. You are no longer managed by it or controlled by it. You can rise up and say, no, I can do something about it. I think about when they come home and they say their heart is sore when they're still little. And yeah, okay. You can just take it as that and say, yeah, your heart is sore, shame, let me kiss it better, and tomorrow it will be better. But isn't it so much richer and more rewarding to find out what actually is behind it?
Yes.
And if you're honest, my heart has been sore because I've felt disappointed in myself, in others, in situations. I felt betrayed by others, that's caused me some heartache. And then before we got married, relational heartache. When the relationship didn't work out the way you thought. When like just a physical thing happened and I don't know, your ice cream fell and you were really looking forward to it. Like just utter sadness at the situation. So you can just walk away and say, oh, my heart is sore. But which one of those is it?
Yes.
Because disappointment is dealt with differently than bullying.
Yeah.
If somebody just purely attacked you and was bad towards you, it's a different thing that you need to deal. The one speaks of value and the other one speaks of acceptance and connection.
And I also think when it comes to having relationships with other people, emotions are very much involved in that. So if we just take it back to the family context, when there is, let's say, conflict between two of our children, between you and I, between you and one of the kids, between myself and one of the kids, it's such a helpful thing when we are able to say and get to the point where we are resolving conflict by knowing what it did to that person. And that it's not just that, well, I'm sorry that I hurt you. Did you really feel hurt by what I did? Or did you feel disappointed by what I did? Or were you confused by what I did? And by pinpointing the emotion, we are able to resolve conflict better as well, because we are able to put ourselves in that person's shoes and say, now that I understand what you're feeling, I know what to say sorry for one, if I need to, and I know how to resolve it. So I think emotions are very important in that way, where we don't just sit with what we're feeling, but we're actually able to express to one another what we are feeling and how to bring resolution to that.
Yeah, those are all the negative ones, but then also emotions play a big part in the positive side of life.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like knowing how to honor somebody with your words. To say, I really appreciate this about you. This is how it makes me feel when you do this. I can remember the one where, who was it? It was one of the three smallest ones, Ava, Iris, or Joy. They kept on challenging Jude, and I said, hey, your brother's older than you with more life experience. It will do you well to honor and respect him. Listen to what he says, it's good advice. And he said to me, yo, Dad, made me feel so proud. Appreciate that, you know? It's a good, it's not just.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes the TV models make emotions out to always be in touch with your emotions so that you can stay in therapy. But that's not it. It's not the fullness of it. It's really just a one-sided myopic view of emotion. So first one is to have conversations and patience in the conversations. To take a 6 and a 7-year-old to get to the point where they can distill the actual emotion, introduce words to them, like Is this what you're feeling? Is this what happened? So that you can put a thing to it, and they can start to identify, oh, that happened, so this is what disappointment feels like.
Yes.
It's like the first time they touched butternut. They had to get used to the texture, and next time they could say, I want butternut, because now they understood the taste and the thing. You have to do the same with language. So